Hello. Oh, happy Friday. I'm looking forward to going out tonight. What are your plans tonight? Do tell me, do tell me. Let's make sure I'm in the right place. I've been doing some silly things lately. Making sure I can find you guys. There you are. Hello. Okay. How I skyrocketed my business and outgrew scarcity. This is maybe my favorite thing that I've ever talked about with anybody ever. And they're probably quite obviously interrelated. How I outgrew scarcity, literally like outgrew the behavior of scarcity. I was just talking about this with my Diamond Mastermind girls, about how fear of scarcity, fear of something bad happening, fear of money, it's just a habit. It's not conditional. It's not circumstantial. It's a habit. It's either you have the bad habit of freaking out and worrying about things or you don't, and that's it. There's multi-billionaires who freak out about finances, and there's people who make $500 a week who don't. This just is what it is, right? Okay, so I'm really excited about this topic. If you're hopping on the replay, hashtag replay. If you're here, please say hello. Let me know you're here. If you're new, please tell me this is your first time so I can come say hi to you. We're going to dig into this. Okay, so I'm actually going to tell you guys a story that I've never told before. Yes. I think people who tracked with me will know that this happened. Hi, Heather. Yes. At least you know it's a habit. It's not actually a real thing that needs to happen or is required because of circumstance. It's just a habit. It's either we have the bad habit or not. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you guys about is the moment that I understood that I was wealthy and how this relates to my business blowing up so fast, so epically, like the fastest that I know out of the people in my world. Hi, Jacqueline. Aw, thank you. You guys have been so sweet lately. After I was sick, it's so nice. I love the compliments. Okay, are you ready? So here's what happened. I grew up really, really, really poor. Like, I don't know that people know how poor I was. Like, we grew up really, really poor. It's all I ever knew. All I ever knew was like, there's no money for anything. There's no extra resource for stuff. And it was a really tough environment to grow up in. Like everyone that was there, it was tough for everybody. I'm one of 6 kids and my dad worked his fingers to the bone for all of us. And my mom stayed home because there were so many of us and it was just a really tough and very poor environment. A lot of unhealthy stuff going on. And that was just the kind of environment that I grew up in, right? So obviously as I got older, like I became a human being who was really desperate to provide and the way that I believed in the way that I show up in the world, was contributing to me being someone who was in that state. So I was desperate every single day. I mean, like really soul deeply desperate to just like provide for my kids one more day. Like I would wake up and I would literally just be like, one more day, Mandy, like find a way to provide for them one more day. And it was like these 16-hour days where I was waking up and I was doing the kid thing and I was, like getting them to the sports and, cleaning the house and doing the bills and paying all the stuff I needed to pay. And then I was studying for school and I was going to school class and then I was working as a nanny and then do the kid stuff after school for the other family and then go back to my house and then try to get the dishes and dinner and everything put away. And then like the next day was like put on repeat and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And I was just so desperate to like make sure that they were taken care of. And I remember going through this phase where I was just absolutely bawling because the doctors, they were diagnosed with ADHD or whatever, whole nother topic, not getting into it. And so I wanted to buy them organic food and I remember I couldn't afford it. And I was just like, I just couldn't take it. I mean, the pain was so deep. It's like, as a mother, like you that's what you do. Like you just take care of the people that you love. You take care of your children. And I remember the pain being so intense during that phase. And, thanks, Paul. And I also remember the moment when I finally figured out like, oh, this is what wealthy is, right? So like I began my business, I began doing all the kind of work, like the 30-day program that I offered, the Happy and Wealthy. It's like really the stuff that I learned in the beginning of this journey and like these really transformational things that I learned, and things started to change and I started to get a little taste of success, very little. This was like when I was very first getting started, okay? And then here's what happened. I took my father to Maui. My oldest brother, who's my dad's favorite. Well, you can say that. I don't think I've ever said that out loud, but I just said it out loud to you guys. If you're hopping on, say hello to me so I can see who's here. I like when you say hi. Okay, so I was taking, this is quite the vulnerable story, so definitely say hi to me. My brother lived in Maui, and he had lived there for a few years, and my dad was never able to see him, and he used to make comments about how he'd love to see Bo's Land and he'd love to see this other stuff. So I remember when I made the decision that I was going to take my dad to Maui, his health conditions have been quite, he's been struggling with some health stuff, and it's been quite serious for a while now. And I just decided that I was going to take him to Maui, and I was going to find a way to make it happen. So I took him to Maui, and we were there, and me, him, and my brother were sitting in my brother's room, and we were just sitting there chatting, and my dad started crying. And he said, "No, this is the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me." And I could barely handle it, right? Like, so much emotion, like I could barely handle it. And I remember, like, we finally wrapped up at like 2 a.m. after talking for forever. It's like really the deepest conversation I've ever had with my father. And, I went to lay out in the couch where I was sleeping at my brother's house, and I was just bawling, like the soul cry. And it was like, what is this? It was like significant, you know what I mean? And so in the moment I was like, what is this? I was trying to figure out what it was in the moment. And what I realized was I was crying out of sheer joy, because I had recognized I had backed myself in a way where I now had the power to give the people I loved experiences. Like life-changing, healing experiences. So here was my father who was saying this was the nicest thing anybody had ever done to him, which broke my heart in 700 ways all by itself. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. And I knew that was the moment I became wealthy. Like, that's what wealthy was. Yes, the money and the things that I learned to become the woman to create that, and money is the form that we use to exchange in this current reality. But the wealth was understanding that I had become a woman who had the power to give people experiences now. And in that moment, it was like all scarcity disappeared. Like all of the fears that things wouldn't work, all of the fears that I couldn't help the people I loved, all of the fears that I might not be able to take care of my kids, all of the fears that someday my kids might have to stand in a welfare line like me, all of the fears that like my dad would get super sick and I wouldn't be able to take care of him, or that my mom would need something and I wouldn't be able to financially take care of her or provide for them, or that, God forbid, I got older and then my kids had to try to take care of me and I couldn't support myself, and then they had the stress of trying to take care of me and trying to like show up in the world and trying to be there for their brothers and sisters and all of these things that go on. And I recognized, like, this is so big. In that moment, I understood my wealth and I felt wealthy, and I understood I was wealthy because scarcity disappeared. And the reason scarcity disappeared was because I was in a moment of actual giving to another human being. I was participating in creating healing with another human being. I had stepped out of the scarcity and out of the like, oh my God, there's so much stuff that I need to take care of financially, because I thought, well, once I make money, that'll just solve all of my problems. Like every problem, I can solve everybody I love's problem if I just make enough money, which is the farthest thing from true. I know you guys already know that rule. I mean, that lesson, right? So what happened was I recognized I was wealthy in that moment, the moment that my dad was crying and telling me how that was the nicest thing anyone had ever done for them. And something inside of me just shifted. And I outgrew, in that moment, I outgrew scarcity, because I understood that if you truly learn to lead yourself, if you honor your word, if you show up and you lead the parts of you that are chaotic and frantic and stuck in the scarcity and freaking out about stuff that hasn't even happened yet, or wondering who's going to judge you, or, maybe it's messy behaviors, like I was bulimic for 21 years, or, maybe you're drinking too much, or maybe you're in a relationship that you need to get the hell out of, but you just won't admit it to yourself, or maybe it's a love that you need to say yes to and you're being too scared and you're trying to control every little move that's happening, or maybe there's an investment of someone that that you want to work with, or a team member that you need to hire, whatever it is for you, right? In that moment, we get to recognize that when we show up in a way where we're leading ourselves and we're honoring our word, we will become someone who can hold space for other people to do the same. And when we step into abundance, so meaning in the moment when I decided to, invest in this experience for my father, I could have chosen to freak out and be like, I really can't afford that. I don't even have money in savings yet. I don't have blah, 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 like all these things that I knew I needed to do. And I still was sort of nervously jittering out of the whole poor state and trying to even understand or comprehend what having money was. I was so poor for 35 years. Having money was really discombobulating and I didn't really fully understand it. But it was the act of choosing to back myself, to lead myself, and to honor like the actual act of serving other people, the actual act of giving, of you backed yourself and you did the work and then we're giving. And in the state of giving, I was released from all of the scarcity. And it hit me to such a profound level that it's not something that will ever come back. Like I know I don't have to worry about freaking out about these kind of things and being in scarcity, because I know in that moment when I chose to follow soul, when I chose to be in that state of expansion, when I chose to serve somebody else, when I chose to give to somebody else, the rest of it disappeared. There wasn't room for the rest of it. There was no more room for the rest of it. Do you hear what I'm saying? And when you don't have room for the rest of it, you get into, okay, because here's what happens, right? So what happens is when you're focused on the what if, and I can't, if I invest in this, then what will happen? If we get stuck in the state of, like this is how the world just is, or this is just how my circumstances are, and we don't actually stay open to something being different, a different possibility, when we actually will not raise our standards in our own life to back ourselves, right? So my favorite saying in the whole world, I've said it 100 times. I don't know who wrote it. It's amazing. You have 5 friends who are broke. You're going to be the 6th. Right? And if you're in an environment where people are constantly eating junk food, you're going to eat more junk food. If you're in an environment where people are watching Netflix and, and really not like learning and expanding, you're going to do more watching Netflix and less learning and expanding. And so the state of actually stepping into abundance and choosing to back yourself and choosing to lead yourself and choosing to honor your word, that's going to give you all. It's like a negative clearing force. Like it just pushes everything else out of the way. It just removes everything else out of the way. And you stay in that open space, in that expansive state where you're willing to receive. And this is where you receive creative ideas. This is where like everything in my entire business that's made my business blow up came in the state of expansion after a big investment, after an act of service or love, after in a way that I gave of my time or, of my finances or of my, even like my mental capacity or like just my ideas, just in that state of giving and in that state of actually showing up for other human beings and participating in something that lit me up so much. Like being able to do that for my dad was the greatest thing on the planet. That contributes to me right back to me, right? So here's what I understood in the moment. Was that in the state of fear, in the state of trying to control things, in the state of ignoring our soul, when we feel a soul prompting, when we feel a yes to something, we're in a contraction. And when you're in the contraction, there's no creative ideas. There's no backing things. There's no excitement. There's no flow. There's no energy going to things where like you want to show up and do it and you just want to do more and more and more and more and more because that's the energy that you're in. You're in a contracted state where like, I have to do this. So then you're frantically doing a bunch of things and trying a bunch of things and wondering why it's not working. And then, right? And then if we're just really, really honest with ourselves, we'll look at our business or we'll look at our life and we'll wonder why other people aren't investing high level with us or why people aren't purchasing with us or why our business isn't expanding the way that we want it to. Why isn't it blowing up? Why isn't it skyrocketing? And we wonder these things, or why hasn't it gotten off the ground? It doesn't matter which level is that, right? And the reason why is because if we haven't actually learned to lead ourselves, to lead the chaotic, frantic, scarcity parts of ourselves, if we haven't learned to actually show up and be in a state of giving, in a state of flow with other people and other human beings and with the world and with the universe and co-creating, how are other people going to trust us to do that? Inside, we lose a confidence level. Like, how are we going to have the confidence to be the person who stands on our own so we can lead others to do the same when we're not actually keeping our own word to ourselves? When we feel a prompting to invest in something and we ignore it, to hire the cleaner or to, purchase the thing for yourself or to upgrade a certain level of your life or to hire the mentor that you feel called to or to give in a way like you feel called to give something or to collaborate with somebody or whatever it is. When we feel that prompting and that call to it and we ignore it and we don't because we let our excuses come up, we will lose self-confidence in ourselves. And then we're wondering why we're not being seen as the leader that we know that we feel like we are on the inside. Does this make sense? And this is single-handedly the thing that moved me completely out of scarcity. And it's my power move now. Like my power move is very clear now when I'm in a state of scarcity. Like, what am I giving? Anyone who sees my business knows that I flow in and out of giving all of the time. I'm giving away retreats. I have a huge giveaway coming up for you guys, which I'm super excited about. So here's the deal. When we have not calibrated to leadership, right? When we haven't calibrated to that level of leadership, when we're surrounded by surroundings where we're not being called to something more, you can think about it like this. Like, if you're in a race and you're running a race and you want to learn to run faster, then you would be around people who are faster than you, right? That's what you're going to do. It's not comfortable. Nobody likes it. It doesn't feel good to be the slow person when you're running. It doesn't feel good to be the new person who, you know, doesn't have it down. But if you want to learn, if you really truly want to learn to run the fastest that you can, then you're going to get around people who are faster than you. And it's the same call in your business. If you want to learn to expand and get to that next level and shake off the abundance and truly step into your leadership and leave an actual global impact on this world, then the thing that you're going to want to do is to get around people who are doing that. You're going to want to become, actually literally do the things that even allow you to be in the presence of other people who are doing things like that. I call it getting in the room, right? Like for me, like Mandy, get your ass in the room. So it always means like I'm always expanding myself to the next level to be around people that make me a little bit uncomfortable. Like, oh my God, like I'm like the small potato here, right? And that's awesome. That's incredible. So I'm always going to be around leadership and things that are calling me to that next level. So the journey is to become someone who does what you need to do in order to stand in your power so that you can hold space for others to do the same. That is the journey. That is the whole entire shebang. You hear what I'm saying? And what I did is I created a space. So the way this works is my clients calibrate to my level, right? Like, so they'll get inside of my energy and then they'll calibrate to my level of abundance, my level of wealth, my level of clarity, my level of compassion and wholeness and leadership and discipline and happiness and joy and all of the things that I've actually backed myself on, stood in and got the results on the other side. When my clients are in my energy, they get to calibrate to that level. It's the same thing for me. When I'm around other people, we calibrate to their level, especially when we invest in ourselves into that energy level, right? And that's my call for you guys today, right? Because I'm able to hold space for all the things that I faced and come out on the other side of. I'm able to hold space for now. And my call for you is for you to be able to hold space for that as well, for your clients. And it's a very different energy, right? So I've created hold on one second.
I have to go to Emma's house now and stay the night.
Okay.
For the rest of the night.
Okay.
Love you. Sorry I interrupted you. I just thought it was like really important for you to know.
It is very important. I'm glad you told me.
It is.
Do you have everything you need?
I'm gonna go pack everything now.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you. I'll be out in a couple minutes.
Okay, sorry that I interrupted you though.
You said that already.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
This is
Love
Bailey.
you guys.
Bailey said she loved you guys. It was such a powerful moment. My things weren't popping up. Hi, Lisa. Was just thinking about this. That's awesome. Okay, so here's what I did. This is the most powerful thing I've ever created because this is the most powerful I've ever been. It's the strong, like, and that's true for all of us, right? Like you are the strongest and the wisest and the most powerful and the most clear and the most brave that you've ever been at this point in the journey. And so I created and designed this 10-day journey to awaken the powerful leader inside of you to 10x your impact, like right now, right? Your results and your CEO savviness. So it's really, this is my intention. It's for you to 10x your impact, the results that you're currently getting, and then your savviness around being the CEO and being the leader, around understanding how to truly break through and get away from the scarcity and away from the whole rat race of I have to just do and keep doing things to try to create this next level thing, and for you to actually embody this so that it's instincts for you, and then everything changes. This is how my business blew up. Everyone wants to think it's like some 1, 2, 3 thing that they can do, and it breaks my heart. I watch clients all the time. I watch thousands of clients at this point. And I see the people who will stay in it through the phase of like, this actually is an internal job. It's about me awakening myself. It's about me actually stepping into the cycle of giving back and co-creating with the universe. It's actually about me identifying as something else. It's actually about me setting different standards in my life, because if my standards are the same as everyone around me, how can I possibly expect to get different results? Leadership has nothing to do with being ahead of someone else or being better than someone else. It has nothing to do with leadership. A leader is simply someone who has better standards than other people. I've just raised my standard. I have stronger, higher standards than a person who hasn't actually calibrated to that just yet, because it's just not on their radar yet, or they haven't invested in themselves and gotten in the room, or they haven't been around the people where they can calibrate that to. That is it. That is what leadership is, right? And so this is a call for you to actually get in the place where you are calibrating to this level, and it's an inside job. And the people who want to keep skipping that kind of work and trying to figure out some quick how-to, it's great, because you're going to go figure out the how-to, and then you're going to realize that there was something else that was still off. I did this, I implemented it, I did all these things, but yet still I have the stagnation. Still I'm not having the global impact that I'm looking to have. Still I don't feel like the savvy leader. Still I don't feel like my audience is really like attuning to a level that I'm really proud of, that I look back and I'm like, holy crap. Still I'm not feeling like I'm in a state of abundance where I can, love on my children in epic ways, and I can, give back and take care of my parents, and I'm not feeling that yet. And so you can do everything that you want to do, but if you have not calibrated to the level of leadership yet, if you have not raised your standards to back really big, massive dreams, then they're just not going to happen. You'll just keep taking frantic action and wondering why it's not working. It's like if you eat like shit and you go to the gym, right? Like I'm eating like crap, and then I'm going to go to the gym every day, but I'm eating McDonald's and Burger King and everything. Like, you're not going to get the results that you want to, and you're going to keep wondering why. I don't know how that was my example. But that was my example. Do you hear what I'm saying? So this is my call. This is the journey, is to learn to lead yourself in all the chaotic parts of you, all the scared, smaller parts of you. And I did break down, I'll post it in the comments right now if I can go find it. I broke down what we're going to cover in these 10 days. And honestly, just like most things, even just reading these 10 points that I'm going to post for you guys is going to give you tons and tons of value, because even just the download I got to teach these things was quite transformational, let alone actually like diving into these and implementing things and learning these and expanding into these. All right, so I'm posting them in the comments right now, okay? So day 1, we're going to go over your personal vision and your money mindset. End of story, right? We're going to develop a vision that's so deep it propels you through anything life dishes out at you. Meaning you're going to be able to take a hit and still stand there and keep going, which is probably that's like my biggest asset, is that it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what else is going on. It's completely irrelevant, right? Like I can take a hit and just continue going in my business. Those things don't take me out or down on any level. As a matter of fact, they contribute to me, right? And a big part of that is because I've already released the scarcity, right? And because I have a personal vision that's very, very deep. Okay, so we're going to develop that vision while also wiring a powerful world changer money mindset that allows resistance-free vision to actually occur. Do you hear what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is you're not feeling tension. Like, it's different for everyone. In the beginning, I definitely had tension around I would be a bad person. Like if I hit $1 million, I'd become a bad person. If I made a bunch of money, then I would have to like give it all away to everybody, or I had to learn boundaries with people, and I had to learn how to say no. There was all these kind of things going on, right? And as you hit each new level, it's all different things. So once we can dig into that, then we remove that tension, and now it's like, now you have that that resistance-free ability to be able to grow. This is huge, right? This alone will skyrocket your levels of happiness and your results, and you're going to be able to feel understood. You're going to know, and you're going to understand how to show up in an unstoppable way where you can take a hit and it's just not affecting you. It's really like you feel unstoppable, and it feels pretty damn good. Day 2 is a clear-minded, decisive moves of the awakened CEO, right? So how to do this staying in complete integrity so that your nervous system and your subconscious are in alignment and they're backing you every step of the way. This is what created huge momentum in my business. This is what gave me momentum, and momentum is really big, okay? Day 3 is the spiritual and physical and emotional energetics of the awakened CEO, right? So like, yes, we're going to receive all the money. Hell yes, we're receiving all the money, massive levels of abundance and overflow, right? But we're also going to grow our humanity, our compassion, our wholeness, our clarity, and our joy, right? Like this is the journey. It's about actually being happy and about feeling like you have a fulfilled life. It's an awakening, right? It's actually like being present with the highest level version of impact that you want to have on the planet, which is far greater than money. And if you haven't noticed, just making money is not enough to get you to show up differently. It's not about the money. You're going to have more money than you know what to do with, but that's not going to drive you. This stuff that we're covering this week, that's what's going to drive you. That's what's going to propel you. Okay. Day 4, owning your role as a leader to the leaders. This is a big deal. Most people have not done this. They have not owned that their role is to lead the other leaders. They just haven't calibrated to this yet. It's not even on their radar for most people, right? They understand that they're a leader, but then understanding actually that you're a leader to other leaders is a whole nother level. And there's a lot to learn here. And we're going to cover that one. Okay. Basically, embracing your magnetic role to your audience, understanding the presence, warmth, and power in being a magnetic leader. This is what creates a massive following. Engaged clients that shout your name from the rooftops, identify you as the leader, and are proud to let people know that they're doing life with you. There's like no deeper love between a coach and a client than this. This is epic. Bye, baby. Love you.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
After her pool party, because that's her birthday.
I thought so.
Love you.
All right, love you, baby. Okay.
Bye, guys. Love you.
They said love you back earlier.
Oh, okay.
Okay, bye, baby.
Bye, Mommy. Love you.
Love you. Okay, day 5 is your business vision. Now we're getting into the vision of your business, okay? Creating a magnetic brand that will stand the test of time. Like one that will stand the test of time, that was really exciting to me to learn, right? What does your company stand for? What is the impact that you're leaving? How do you market this and get massive results? Backing your business this way, okay? Day 6 is CEO boundaries. Letting people waste your time. You're letting things drain your energy, and you're far too important to have this kind of leak happening, right? This week is a journey of having a savvy vision of awakened CEO and protecting your zone of genius. This is huge. Huge. There's a whole new set of boundaries that come into play when you have a global vision. This is a very different set of boundaries. This isn't just like, I'm going to go take care of myself and have some self-care. This is like real, awesome, incredible, amazing boundaries that are going to create lasting healing and change in every relationship that it touches and that you apply it to. Okay. Oh my God, this program is so amazing. I cannot wait to do this. Oh, okay. Day 8, the roles of a global company, right? Literally, what are the roles? What are the tasks each person does? All broken down for you. And also how to hire people for it, okay? I personally went through a massive struggle trying to learn how to hire people and trying to learn how to do this business thing. Like I was a nanny. I didn't know how to do this. Then I was a really good coach, but I still didn't know how to run the business. I am including this because it was such a massive struggle for me. And I always said I would never teach this because I was so horrible at it. And now that I have the results on the other side, of course, it's the first thing I want to teach because I don't want anyone else to struggle the way that I did. It was incredibly difficult for me. Day 9 is breaking through fear and excuses and showing up no matter what. Okay? Life will come at you. Things are going to happen. But our work this week is to create a rock in you that will not be moved when you take a hit. You will build the stamina for the ages, and it's not something that can be lost. Once it's yours, it's yours. Meaning once you calibrate to this level, there's no undo. You can't lose it. You can't. It's so exciting. I know. Once you're calibrated to this level of being able to show up regardless of what else is going on, it's not something you will lose. It's something that you will maintain with ease because it's instinct, it's drive, it's on the inside. Make sense? And then day 10, of course, is live Q&A. For all the questions, we'll have a Q&A thread, and every question on there will get answered. Everybody will get what they need. Every single question will get answered. This isn't a group where I'm dropping you in and you guys are just going to do your own thing. I'm there. I'm present with you every single day. It's going to be live trainings with me every single day. I'm going to answer every single question that's in there. I'm in this with you guys every step of the way. This is my purpose. This is my life's mission, to support you guys and become an awakened CEO and to really, truly step into the vision that is yours and learn how to lead yourself and hold that space and container for other people. I'm with you every step of the way. Okay. We began prep on May 13th. I said it right this time. I kept saying March. It is early bird special right now. So the investment is 1,222. It will be 1,444 tomorrow night at midnight. The price goes up and it'll never be this price again. We're going to be running this quarterly. It's probably going to be double this next time. So if this resonates with you, now is the time to hop in here. What else do you need to know? If you would like the private link to this, all you have to do is just let us know below in the comments. My team will give you the private link on how to join. Everything's in a membership area, so you'll have access to it indefinitely. It's all there, every single training. We're gonna have audios for you so you can listen to them on the go. We're gonna have, there'll be workbooks in there, there'll be the live training videos. Everything that you could ever need is going to be in this group. It's like full-blown support. It's the most incredible thing that I've ever created, ever. And it's an honor. I was a little bit nervous to hold this level of space, and I really had to check in with myself if I felt like, can I really lead at this level? Can I really hold this level of space? And it was something I felt strongly called to, and I feel honored to be able to pass, I feel so honored that I've had enough experience to be able to hold a container this big for people who are this incredible and are ready to step into this level of vision. So a lot of people ask, well, what if I don't have a business yet? If I don't have a company yet, if I just have clients, this is the time for that. It's great for the people who are already running their business, and we're going to scale, and we're going to clean this up and organize, and we're going to, set the standards really high, and we're going to 10x everything. That's amazing. But it's really amazing if you're doing it in the beginning before you made all the mistakes that I've already made, and I get to just download this stuff to you guys, and you guys get to have this while you're stepping into it. That's even more incredible. So it's for anyone at any level. This is about an inner shift in an inner state of raising your standards and actually learning to lead yourself and honor your word, and then hold that level of space magnetically for your clients, and then build that into your company and learn how to run the company as a savvy CEO. Does that make sense? So it's really all encompassing, and it's about a 4-month training that I've packed into 10 days, because it's really about, every single training is just going to expand you to the next level and the next level and the next level and the next level and the next level. And it's all there for you. So if you miss one, it doesn't matter. It's not like you wouldn't understand the next one. And it's all going to be there for you indefinitely. So you'll have access to everything. Makes sense? Yeah, girl. Resistance-free vision. Yes, exactly. Oh, I should pin this to the top for you guys, shouldn't I? Oh, it doesn't give me the option to. That's weird. That's very interesting. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, and I'll answer questions as we go. Happy Friday. I know most people are going to be on the replay, #replay. Let me know if you have any questions, if anything comes up for you, any ahas that you had. If you feel like you got value, please share the video. And that is all. I love you guys very much. Happy weekend. I'll see you soon. Love you guys.